Good morning, everyone, on this Saturday, February 21st, 2026. We're continuing with our reflections on Law 5 in the 48 Laws of Power. This is what Robert Greene says in his summary. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let the public opinion hang them. Page 37 in his book. When I read this, I did hear about people in public life in a variety of public positions, working a lot on their image. But if we go back to the actual astrological basis of these things, and we go to the origin point in the first decan of Taurus, balancing with the first decan of Scorpio. This corresponds to this time in a child's life where the child has just gotten past the Aries phase. They've gotten past early childhood, gotten past kindergarten, and now we're looking at a little kid from age 7 to 8.5. So we're looking at possibly first grade, second grade, early elementary school. And that little kid is scared of being teased by the other kids. That little kid wants to be accepted. Doesn't want to look like a stupid or useless person in class. And so there's a lot of different ways of trying to develop a social role in early elementary school that feels okay with the other kids. And so some kids who are maybe having a hard time learning to read will start to develop the role of the class clown and try to be, super funny and look for amusing instances to highlight, to develop a role for themselves that hides their difficulty learning to read. So the other kids will think they're interesting and important, and they won't feel humiliated. But hopefully the child won't have big reasons for insecurity. Hopefully the child will have consistent people giving the child attention for actual development. If the kid is having a hard time learning to read, hopefully somebody at school or at home is giving the child quality attention in doing the work to learn how to read. Because what matters most for the child's reputation long term over their whole life is how much they actually learn and grow. They can learn certain social techniques to manipulate the perception of others, especially, developing a role of a class clown or something. But that's not the strongest position for a good reputation in the long run. The strongest position for a good reputation in the long run is not achieved by focusing on your reputation. So when Robert Greene says, guard your reputation with your life, well, that's almost the opposite of the strongest path to gain a good reputation. To gain a good reputation is really to work hard at becoming everything you're able to be, developing your own skills. A reputation is also a synonym sometimes for a name, to have a good name for yourself. And it's helpful to remember when Moses met God at the burning bush in the desert, and he asked God what was God's reputation, or what was God's name, what was God's identity. And God said, I am. That's it. I am that I am. And that's where we get the name Yahweh from. Blessed be the holy name. From Hebrew, meaning simply the I am. And so our greatest name for ourselves is to become as fully developed as possible through our work and effort. When I'm looking in the astrology book about the way of intention here, the core lesson, it says, is developing the self-mastery, not to permit distraction at any cost. The goal is to remain focused over the long term. We need to release the attraction to short-term amusements for the reward of the joy of accomplishment. All right, see, accomplishing things is our greatest path to honor and good reputation. And then the suggestion here is, it is not enough to have a goal in mind. Usually one must also have the intention to achieve it. The balance point is work and pleasure. My daughter Jamila is very good at creating more disciplined schedules and routines. And I'm learning to adopt a little bit of that. Here I am in the morning again, starting to get in a good routine here, working on this creative material in the morning when I wake up. It's that steady effort, day after day, month after month, year after year, that gets us to the highest honors. And even if we're thinking on the level of democracy, status and government through reputation and honors, the way that has been institutionalized in the world more than anything else is earning degrees. Okay, so it's not about manipulating other people's perception. It's not about making sure we look like a good person, a nice person, whatever. Or looks like, the funniest person, or have some kind of flashy marketing. It's not about that. It's about doing the work day after day. And helping other people also do the work to develop their honor as well. This is not it doesn't have to be a competition. It shouldn't be a competition. In a win-win game, we should be helping each other develop as work and study partners. So this is why, in talking to Lisanun here in the group, I think about if he can work on a degree program potentially with his wife too, if she's interested, that they could grow in their honor together. And that will reflect well on both of them. That will make them both stronger. So reputation doesn't have to be a competition. If we are working on developing our skills and degrees and diplomas and abilities and licenses, that's the best way to cultivate our reputation.